Good morning, everyone. I just woke up. I don't know why they did it so early. I don't know why they did it so early. I mean, it's 10 a.m. on the East Coast, so I probably should have been up much earlier, but it's Sunday. You want to sleep in. On the Coast, it's still 7 a.m. Couldn't they have just released the roster at noon? I mean, you just have to press a button and say send. It was all said and done. It was all set. I mean, I even leaked some of the names ahead of time because we already knew the roster a few days ago. But Mauricio Pochettino names 25-player training camp roster for CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals against Jamaica. Okay, so for context here, we're going to play Jamaica. These are two legs, okay? One away. We play the first game away, the second game at home. We're going to do a preview for that. He brings 25 players, but he can only register 23. So two players will be cut every single game in the roster. Not that it matters. And there's Mauricio Pochettino. Let's dive into the roster. So as I reported a few days ago, Diego Cochin from Barca B makes the roster. Diego Cochin is there. Okay, he makes the roster. Patrick Schulte from the Columbus Crews, another goalkeeper as expected. Zach Steffen, I don't know why he's there. And then Matt Turner from Crystal Palace. Look, let's just put it this way. I said this in previous episodes. I'll say it again. This is our Achilles heel or Logan Paul's brain. This is the weakness of the roster, right? You look at it, we have Diego Cochin. He's 18. He's not ready to start. He is definitely wait, my mic's not working? Hold on. Is my mic not working? Let me see. Someone said my mic's not working. Audio.
What about now? What about now? Is it better? Is my mic better now? Okay, it should be working now. Okay, it's working and it should be better now. All right. Okay. But going on here, so Diego Cochin, 18-year-old prospect, very high ceiling and possibly our future goalkeeper, which is good. Um, and then you have Patrick Schulte from the Columbus Crew. He's still young enough that he can improve. He's like, what, 22, 23, and he was our goalkeeper for the Olympics. But again, Patrick Schulte is still very shaky. I wouldn't trust him right now. But again, you look at the other options. Zach Steffen wasn't good in the playoffs for the Colorado Rapids. They've been knocked out. Uh, Look, it's a shit show. And then you have Matt Turner, which is a backup for Crystal Palace. That's our goalkeeping situation right now. Unless Diego Cochin randomly develops the next 2 years, we're kind of screwed. And you're going to see some stupid calls that people are going to be saying, bring in 47-year-old Brad Guzan. I'm sorry. Okay, he's not 47. Brad Guzan's like 40. Brad Guzan's going to be what? Like 42. He's going to be 42 in the World Cup. It doesn't really make sense to bring in Brad Guzan. It doesn't. I mean, prime Brad Guzan would definitely start for us. But if you're going to bring a goalkeeper from MLS, Matt Freese might be the one that has earned it, right, from New York City FC. Just saying. Probably Matt Freese would have been a better option than like Zach Steffen. I still don't think that he will be a game changer for us, but probably the best American goalkeeper in Major League Soccer right now. Now the defenders. Mark McKenzie from Toulouse. Tim Ream from Charlotte FC. Chris Richards from Crystal Palace. So Richards is back, even though he literally just came back this weekend from injury. Chris Richards is back. Then you have Anthony Robinson from Fulham. Miles Robinson makes the roster. Miles Robinson makes the roster for some reason. And then Joe Scally from Borussia Mönchengladbach and Austin Trusty. This is an interesting one because the roster that I saw 2 days ago, and I'm telling you guys this thing, Cameron Carter-Vickers made the roster because I saw it 2 days ago. Okay. What might be happening is Carter-Vickers is injured. He was in the roster, I swear. Remember, I leaked part of the roster a few days ago. Carter-Vickers was there. Now he's not. And apparently he's not with Celtic, which means he's probably injured again. Oh, okay. Carter-Vickers, it's a toe injury. Please tell me it's a toe injury. It has to be a toe injury. It has to be. This guy fucking bangs his toe against his bed every morning, probably, because his toe is always injured. So Carter-Vickers is injured and he's out. Miles Robinson is there, Joe Scally, and Trusty. What's interesting about this is the following. Look at this, everyone. We have Mackenzie, Ream, Richards, Miles, and Trusty. We have 5 center backs, okay? We only have 2 fullbacks, Anthony Robinson and Joe Scally. So Pochettino has given up on what's his name? He gave up on, I guess, Christopher Lund, and he gave up on Marlon Fossey, right? They probably didn't convince him last camp. And here's what's fascinating about this. Like Tim Ream has been playing as a left back for Charlotte. So Tim Ream might be the backup of Robinson, and the backup of Joe Scally might be like Tim Weah, Yunus Musa. Musa can play right back, right? So only 2 fullbacks, Anthony Robinson and Joe Scally, and then 5 center backs where Tim Ream could be a backup left back, and I'm assuming Musa and Weah are the backup right backs for Joe Scally. Now let's go to the midfield. Brendan Aronson makes it again from Leeds. Pochettino seems to really like Brendan Aronson, so it makes total sense. Gianluca Busio, he's been doing fine for Venezia. He earns another call. Johnny Cardoso just got an assist this morning for Real Betis, by the way. He got an assist passing the ball to Vitor Roque, and Vitor Roque scored. So Johnny Cardoso makes the roster as well. Weston McKennie, obviously probably our best midfielder right now, McKennie. Aiden Morris from Middlesbrough has been stable, has been consistent. I'm fine with that. Yunus Musa from Milan. Musa, on the other hand, very inconsistent, but definitely a roster lock, in my opinion, Yunus Musa. So going on from that, Tanner Tessman. I think this is an interesting one. Had some good performances for Lyon in the past couple weeks, ever in between camps. So Tanner Tessman is one that I'm interested in. I don't know how much he'll play, but he's played well in the double pivot there for Lyon, and there could be something there, even though I'm not dropping the Tanner Tessman agenda. Okay, he should be a center back, in my humble opinion. Then you have Malik Tillman. Malik Tillman makes the roster once again. And look, I would never say this to Malik Tillman's face. I never would. Okay, but he's a great player. I would just never say that to his face, but he's a great player. The only thing that I wonder is why hasn't he performed for the national team? I don't get it. You watch him for PSV, he shut my mouth and played very well in the Champions League against Girona, a good team in La Liga. I just don't get it with Tillman. I hope he performs. I hope he performs this camp. But again, it's been weird with the national team because he's clearly a very good player. Clearly a very good player. Going on to the forwards, and this is what worries me a little bit, right? The forwards. So understand, Haji Wright was in the roster, and Haji Wright rolled his ankle yesterday very badly. It looked nasty. It looked terrible. It didn't look good. So he's out. Okay, he's out. And these are the forwards. Cade Cowell from Chivas Guadalajara. I mean, that's a pretty bad call-up, but let's go on. Ricardo Pepi from PSV. Makes total sense. Pepi scored for PSV this weekend. Pepi's been playing well. And again, it's going on. He has the opportunity to get it going for the U.S. men's national team this camp because obviously Balogun is still injured. Sargent has fallen off quite a bit with the injuries and poor performances for the national team. So this is Pepi's camp to make a statement. Christian Pulisic, our best player. Brendan Vasquez from Monterrey, which again, if you don't have Balogun, you don't have Sargent, Brendan Vasquez being there kind of makes sense, right? It does make sense. And then you look Tim Weah from Juventus, good call-up, obviously. Obvious call-up, right? Tim Weah has been good for Juve. 4 goals and 2 assists this season, playing as a winger in, 8 games? He's been really good. And then Alejandro Zendejas. And I'll tell you what, Zendejas was already in the roster. So the player that actually replaced Haji Wright, I am pretty sure it was Cade Cowell. Because the roster I saw 2 days ago had Pepi, Pulisic, Vasquez was there, Weah was there, and Zendejas was there as well. Now, look, if you're going to bring Cade Cowell, because let's put it this way, Brendan Aronson can play on the wing. Malik Tillman can play on the wing. Musa can play on the wing, sort of. There's no reason to bring Cade Cowell. You could have brought Paxton Aronson, right? That's a player that I thought deserved a shot for the way he's playing in the Eredivisie for the second best team there, Paxton Aronson, but he doesn't make it, right? Paxton Aronson doesn't make it again. There's a few things with this roster that are a bit iffy, right? I don't know what he's doing in regards to his plan for the fullback. Tyler Adams is back for Bournemouth, but Pochettino chose to let him rest, right? Let him rest, which I personally would have liked to have Tyler Adams in this roster for multiple reasons. I also think that Jamaica is a very physical team. Having Tyler, even if he's a late sub, I think it would have been important. But I guess they're looking more towards the long term, right? They're looking more towards the long term, and Tyler Adams is not there. I would have liked to have him there, but that's the decision Pochettino, Tyler, and Bournemouth went with, and I'm gonna trust their judgment. But if you're gonna bring Cade Cowell, I thought Diego Luna would have been a better option. Paxton Aronson and move Brendan to the wing would have been a better option. Cole Campbell from Dortmund. I know he just started getting minutes, but Cole Campbell has gotten minutes for Dortmund the past 5 games in a row. So Dortmund trusts Cole Campbell to play. Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga. And every time he's played, he hasn't really looked out of place, right? Cole Campbell hasn't looked out of place. I would have liked to seen him maybe. I know he's with the U20s, but you can bring him to the senior team. If you bring him to the senior team, he won't be with the U20s. So there's some things with the roster. Nevertheless, like if you go with this team and you start Matt Turner on goal, Scally on right, Robinson on the left, McKenzie and Richards as the 2 center backs, the midfield can maybe be Johnny, McKennie, and Malik Tillman at the 10. And then up top, you put like Pulisic, Weah, and Pepe. That team should be able to take care of business against Jamaica, right? It should be good enough to take care of Jamaica. But yeah, there are call-ups that I don't get. Like, I don't know why you're bringing in, like you don't bring in Tyler Adams. I talked about that. I don't know why he's putting Brendan Aronson as a midfielder. Like, he's going to try Brendan as a pressing 10, and I don't like that very much, right? Brendan Aronson as a pressing 10. I prefer him just on the wing. If you're going to hustle out wide. Through the middle, you want to play that can combine better in tight space, a player that can create more, right? Instead of just a guy that hustles a lot and occasionally can do something good or bad. Again, I'm not against Brendan Aronson's call-up. I just think that it's better to have him on the wing instead of Cade Cowell. And then for that case, you can have Paxton Aronson in the midfield. Paxton has been really good for Utrecht. I think he's earned a call, but he won't be there, right? Let's go through the article, see what else they say. Important test on the road to 2026. After kicking off the Pochettino era during the October international window with a 2-0 win versus Panama in Austin, Texas, and a 2-0 defeat to Mexico at Mexico, the U.S. men's national team will continue to march to the 2026 World Cup on home soil with 2 high-stake matches. Yeah, and understand how important these matches are. If the United States loses to Jamaica, if we get knocked out by Jamaica, we don't play a competitive game until the Gold Cup of 2025. We're just going to have shit friendlies in March against God knows who, right? Because all the other confederations they're going to be in World Cup qualifying and shit. So who are we going to play? If we get knocked out here, we're probably going to be playing friendlies against Guatemala and freaking Martinique in March. So we got to win. Like, and listen, I am giving Pochettino a long leash to start with. But if we get knocked out by Jamaica in the quarterfinals, that leash is going to get shorter. We have to go through. I'm not expecting a masterclass. I'm not expecting us to be like looking tremendous already under Pochettino in the second camp. But win. Go through. If we don't go through, he will be on fraud watch. We have to go through. Losing is not an option. We cannot lose. Then they talk about Champions League success. Then it's just talking about the players. Yeah, exactly. So we have all these players that are playing the Champions League and playing well. Now they talk about the Reggae Boys. The United States and Jamaica have met 32 times, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go through that. We're going to do a U.S.-Jamaica preview later this week. It should be out on Tuesday. And we're going to play. So I'll talk about all that. The second game will be in St. Louis, okay? The second game we're going to play in St. Louis. Let me actually put this on screen. Let me put this on screen for you all, the games, so you guys know when and where to watch the games. So we're going to play Jamaica in Jamaica November 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You're going to be able to watch the game on TNT, Universo, Max, or Peacock. Okay, November 14th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's this upcoming Thursday. Then we play the second game in St. Louis, November 18th. And you can also watch it on TNT, Universal Max, and Peacock, okay? And it'll also be at 8 p.m. So we play on Thursday, and then the other game is on Monday. We're going to be doing a preview that'll be out on Tuesday for these two games, breaking down both teams. We're going to be doing a predictions video for all four matchups in the quarterfinals because Mexico plays Honduras, Canada plays Suriname, Costa Rica plays Panama, and the U.S. plays Jamaica. And we're going to obviously be doing the live watch-alongs and then the 7 things we learned and post-game and all that crap that you know. But everyone, don't forget to drop a like right now if you haven't already. Get those likes up. Let's try to hit 3, 4, 5, 600, 1 billion likes, whatever we can get to this video. Anyone wondering about Jamaica? Do you guys want me to put on screen Jamaica's roster real quick? We're going to do the preview, but if you want to, I can put the roster real quick, the Jamaican roster. Do you guys want me to do that? I'll do that. Okay, I see that people do. So let me put this real quick. Before we end the stream, I'm going to put this, and then I'll put the American roster too. So this is Jamaica's roster. I'm just going to go through the most notable names. Andre Blake, the goalkeeper from the Philadelphia Union. He is among the best goalkeepers in MLS. He's a really good goalkeeper. I wouldn't say he's the best in MLS this season, but one of the best. Then if you look there on the defenders, I mean, everyone in MLS should be familiar with Damian Lowe. You should all know that. Mason Holgate makes it. You guys remember Mason Holgate from the Premier League? Ethan Pinnock, the center back from Brentford. A very, very good center back. He makes their roster. Casey Palmer in the midfield. They don't have Bobby D. Cordova-Reed. I think he's injured. He plays for Fulham. But the forwards is where the danger lies, right? Leon Bailey from Aston Villa is back after fighting the Federation. Damari Gray, right? He is also back. Not back, like he's there. Damari Gray, really good forward. And Mikel Antonio as well. So this is a very strong Jamaican roster, okay? Look, I always say, don't respect your opponents. You got to disrespect your opponent. Respecting your opponents is a sign of weakness. I know some people disagree with that, but don't respect them. Say we're going to beat them. But this is a strong Jamaican side. Very strong Jamaican side. Jeff Carey, Spicy Jeff, saying, I can't get fired up about these matches. I will join the watch because of our very close relationship. I want to be supportive. Okay, Jeff. Okay, let's just put it this way. We have a close relationship with every viewer. Put it that way. Before people start getting ideas. But thank you very much, Spicy Jeff. Thank you very much. But everyone, this is the roster, right? I'm going to go through it once again very quickly while you all drop a like in this stream so we can get it to maybe, I don't know, more likes. The more, the better. But it's Diego Cochin, the Barcelona B prospect on goal, Patrick Schulte from the Columbus Crew, Zach Steffen from the Rapids, Matt Turner from Crystal Palace. I talked about it. Probably Matt Freese would have been a better option than Zach Steffen, but here we are. Zach Steffen is here. Defenders, he only brought 4 center backs and 2 fullbacks. So Mackenzie, a center back from Toulouse, Tim Ream, center back from Charlotte, Chris Richards, center back from Crystal Palace, Anthony Robinson, a fullback from Fulham. Miles Robinson makes it because Carter Vickers is injured. He's a fullback from FC Cincinnati. Joe Scally, the right back from Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Austin Trusty, the center back from Celtic. The midfield has Brendan Aronson from Leeds. That's the one thing I talked about. Brendan Aronson should have been a forward, right? Should have been a winger. Gianluca Busio from Venezia. Johnny Cardoso from Real Betis. Weston McKennie from Juventus. Aiden Morris from Middlesbrough. Yunus Musa from Milan. Tessman from Lyon. I talked about Tessman. He had some good performances in between camps for Lyon. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do this time around. And Malik Tillman. Malik Tillman, really good for PSV. Time to perform for the national team. We kind of need it, right? And then the forwards, Cade Cowell makes it there probably because Haji Wright got injured. And then Ricardo Pepi from PSV, Christian Pulisic from Milan, Brendan Vasquez from Monterrey, Tim Weah from Juventus, and Zendejas from Club America. Tyler Adams wasn't called in because he just got back from injury. Sargent is injured. Balogun is injured. Maloney, I don't know. Carter Vickers is injured. And I guess that's all. So I'm going to end it here because I got to go work on the U.S. Men's National Team Abroad series that we're going to release an episode tomorrow. I got to also work on the USA versus Jamaica match preview, prediction video, and get ready for our live watch along on Thursday because these are big games. Playing the Reggae Boys is always fun, and we normally beat them, and we're going to beat them again. We're going to beat the living crap out of them. We're not going to stop beating Jamaica in a non-xenophobic way, of course. I'm talking about a soccer game. But everyone, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Drop a like right now on the stream if you haven't already. Try to get us to 400 or 500 likes or more. And if you are rewatching this, rate this roster from 1 to 10 and let us know in the comment section below your thoughts and drop a like in the stream. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Have a great Sunday. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the U.S. Men's National Team Abroad episode. Ciao.